Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you are seeing us. Here we are to one more business analyst community event today with Dmytro, with an excellent presentation with the title BA's Problem Solving Skills Sharing Practice. Let's just give some more a little moment to our colleagues to join us. Dmytro, how is the weather in your location?
Yep, we have a not bad weather, rainy weather. How about your location, Francisco?
My location is hot. It's summer. Well, Portugal, it's almost Africa.
Yeah, summertime is great,
Yeah.
definitely. So I think that today we have almost middle of the summer time, and I think that that is great. That is great possibility to study something new in relaxed mode. We hope, yeah, and we are ready to share our knowledge as usually, guys. So.
Okay, so we will start. I will just make some announcements. As usual, a recording of this presentation will be provided after the presentation. At the end, we will have a Q&A session. Please send your questions in your YouTube page or in our page of the community. And Dmytro will answer at the end. And don't forget that the best question, Dmytro will choose the best question, and he will receive a badge. So, Dmytro, it's an honor to have you again. Please, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, Francisco. Thank you for reminder about our rules. So, guys, please be proactive, and we will define the best question author and reward him. Okay. So today we want to present to you guys some interesting topic. This topic is on the edge. Yeah. This topic is pretty standard from one side or from one point of view. From another point of view, this topic is tricky one because BA's problem-solving skills is a part of everyday BA's life. And that is why we want to remind you in laconic form and we hope in some kind of structurized form our vision on problem-solving approach that you can use in your practice on everyday basis. Problem-solving skills are useful for us not only from work perspective, they are also useful for us also from lifestyle perspective. And we hope that the basis of problem-solving skills, guys, you will use, you will polish, and you will think about that topic maybe not only one time again, but in accordance with your needs, and polish these skills till absolute level, up to absolute level, and will be guru in that question. So let's go forward. And a couple of words about myself. Yeah. So I'm a Chief Business Analyst, Dmytro Lozovytskyi, Ukraine, Lviv, EPAM. I have in my experience list. Yeah, I have different kind of options, especially in different kind class of projects with different kind class of projects in different roles. I conducted roles as a product manager, business analyst, product owner, product manager, project manager, as well. And this experience in IT area, and not only in IT area, also in consulting area before IT, just allows me to think about some aspects of our IT work from a new point of views, because everything interesting, everything valuable is always on the edge. When you combine something, when you try something new, when you go to deep dive in details, etc. And of course, I like to share my knowledge. And as you can see, guys, I have some kind of certifications in IT, and not only in IT, PhD degree. And I'm a driver a couple of initiatives in our BA community, global BA community. And I think that's all about me, and we can go to our agenda. This agenda contains 4 points for today's session, for today's webinar. The first one will be about the problem solving as a part of BA skill set. And guys, if you saw our webinars previously, you know that you don't leave our webinar without any kind of useful tips and tricks and useful tools or approaches that you can apply in your practice immediately, or just in quick manner with a great result. So that is why we want to share in the first part some kind of approach, or maybe remind to you guys this approach and some kind of specific of this approach of problem solving activities in BA Live. And I think that based on that information, we swiftly shift to the next part. Actually, we will review how we really solving team and client problems. We're going to say a couple of words about that. After that, we switch to efficient problem-solving approach secrets. And as usually, we're going to have some kind of Q&A session. So please try to use your pen or gadgets to create the questions and provide these questions during our webinar. And with our pleasure, we're going to provide the answer on that questions as well. I want to start from interesting quote. Probably you know, guys, I like to use the quote to concentrate our attention on the right moments of our topic. And the first quote is about suggestions and solutions. It's so much easier to suggest a solution when you don't know too much about the problem. The author of this quote is Malcolm Forbes. So great quote. Why? Because when we try to solve something, when we try to provide solution for some problem, we need to know a little bit more about this problem than from the first look on that. So think twice or maybe more when you're going to do something. And that is the common sense of our life, but this common sense could be applied everywhere, in business life, in private life, etc. And we can say that our attention to investigation of some problems or issues that we faced with on our projects is a key to resolve them. Our attention and deep dive in details. Why? Because devil live in details. And we need to know that, and we need to remember that every time when we're going to speak about the problems on our projects or issues. So Let's start with problem definition. If you want to search on Google the problem terminology definition, you can find out a couple of variants of that. And the most interesting, in my opinion, I just placed on the screen, so on the slide, what problem means for us in reality. Yeah. This, we can say that this is a short, clear explanation of an issue or challenge, yeah, that sums up you want to change. Yeah. So we have situation A and we have situation B. Business analysts very well know these statements. Yep. As this statement to B statement. So as this statement, in as this statement case, we have some troubles, we have some issues or challenges, and we want to change the situation. And that case we call problem, or we call it an issue. Why we should know definition of that term? Yeah, because this definition contains the answers what we're going to do in next steps with problem-solving activities. Yeah, and based on that definition, we can say that problem description basis contains a couple of things. First of all, needs, and the second thing, context. We need to know what should be done, what is wrong, why something goes wrong. And we need to understand not only the need as the object that we plan to work with or we plan to resolve it. Yep. We need to understand much more information, much broad. We need to understand broad information. What is the context of that need? And this is the key. This is a real key to resolve any kind of problem in our business life. So that is why we can say that problem description basis contains two big parts: needs and context description. In needs parts, we need to create some kind of needs definition. Yeah? If we have one need, that's great. If we have a couple of needs, that's also great. So we need to understand them in very clear and precise manner. For you guys, will help some simple exercise, and business analysts very well know this exercise generally. Problem statement definition. Yeah, we use this approach. Yeah, to define the problem in business analysis approach or in business analysis activities. So please don't forget to use this simple approach, just text description in with some kind of script usage to define the need. Yep. And after that, on the second step, please try to understand and analyze needs roots, because needs roots is also a really important thing. Needs roots will help us to understand and better describe the context of case that we have on our practice. And what is the context? What kind of part we have in context description, problem context description? And nothing new from the first look for us. So we need to highlight the risks, potential or real risks that we have in some kind of problem case. We need to think about constraints of this case. Yeah, where is the boundaries of that case? We need to think about dependencies, because if we have the problem case and we need to resolve something on practice, we need to understand on what we are dependent. Yep. We need to think about our resources in broad understanding of that word. I mean, first of all kind of resources than we have right now in our case, and provide information about them on the next steps. Yeah, we need to think about people and roles who is involved or who are involved, what kind of roles are involved in that problem case. And we need to think what kind of processes or actions that contains these processes, that processes that contains some kind of actions. Yep. So we need to think about the processes and actions that should be triggered with that problem case. Yep. In reality. And for sure, we need to think about the result that we have right now or result that we want to have in the future. So that is a short chapters for context, pretty standard context description. Pretty standard context description we're going to use. Please don't ignore to spend your time to describe such chapters and think a little bit more about your problem case. Why? Because the good analysis stage, when we think about the problem description or just problem case, will save a lot of time on the next steps when you will try to resolve this problem, to organize people somehow to resolve the problem in your development process, whatever. It doesn't matter for us. We need to understand the basis of problem description, because the basis of problem description, again, guys, this is our canvas, how we can think about the details of our problem. And in that case, we will be prepared very well for solution making for our problem. But on the next step, let's go forward. We understand the definition of problem, and we understand problem description basis right now. On the next step, we need to match, and this step is also crucially important. We need to match. We need to know the reason of the problem. Yeah, the reason of the problem, and we have problem reasons basis right now on the screen. This list covers up to 98% of cases, I guess, maybe even more. So please don't forget to understand the reason of the problem. Why it's important for us to understand the real reason? Because reason contains the roots of the problem. Yep. And the reason signalizes to us what kind of resources, people, roles we will need in the future to resolve the problem. So we need to define problem reasons basis, and this could be the single point. In different cases, it could be the single point, single reason, or it could be the mix of the reasons. It's also normal situation, because life is always dynamic, and project life is dynamic in times. Yeah. So what we have in the list: technologies issues. Yes, for sure. Conflict of interests. So people collaborate with each other, and always in that process of collaboration, we will have some kind of cases that reflect the conflict of interests of different people. Processes gaps, solution issues, frameworks discrepancy, resources lack, and knowledge and experience failure. So these are the main reasons of our problems that we have on our projects. And every reason means means special approach how you should work with that reason in the future when you want to avoid the next problems or next gaps in your activities in your BA life. What we should do with that understanding? Okay, for example, we have some case when we have processes gaps and we have framework discrepancy, and we need to know what we should do with that, how we should describe, how we should merge this information about the processes gaps and framework discrepancy with our problem description. In very simple manner, guys, we need to know the nature of the reason. Yep, and the understanding of the nature of the reason, the nature of problem reason, provide us ability to fulfill details in problem card. Yeah, this is approach. Yeah, simple approach. I think that a lot of you guys maybe saw this approach before in some kind of variance of that approach, but please don't be shy and don't be lazy. Actually, you try to use this very simple approach to describe the problem, and you can provide a lot of value for your team members, for your stakeholders, for your managerial representatives when you going to discuss with them some kind of issue or problem situation, but with structurized information that save the efforts, time, and also provide a good behavior on team level, how you should work with such things. So we need to understand the reasons. Why? Because reasons understanding the reasons of problem provide you the details for you to describe the context of the problem. Always, this is a law. And you can see, guys, the first valuable thing for you today, just the template, how you can describe the problem in your project during your project activities, yeah, or life. So we have the chapters we know. Right now we know about the chapters a little bit more. We combine all of them in one card, and you need to provide the context in the right part of this card. This context could be, this information could contain just some kind of details, level of details. For example, needs definition, you can provide a couple of them. Yep, I mean, for a couple of needs, you can provide the needs definition. You can provide in short, or maybe not so short, it depends on situation, it depends on case, description for risks, constraints, dependencies, etc. But all details in one table form the vision. And that is this is a good example of organizational tool. Yeah, how you should organize your information for best understanding of the case and better decision-making process. As you can see, this is template, and this template is simple, but this template, to make this template efficient, you need to have a practice. And our advice in that case is the next. So guys, please don't forget that you need to practice any kind of business analysis technique, project management technique or tool, not less than 10-15 times. Yeah, not less than 10-15 times. After that, you will get the sustainable result, and you will see the progress, and you will enjoy the process and enjoy the results of your work. So You need time and you need an efforts to make this technique in your life on everyday basis or whenever you need that. Problem reasons identification is a key. When you understand where is the problem, where is the reason, in what area this reason lays, yeah, or is, you need to, in that case, you will definitely find out a lot of context details and fix these details in provided template. This is also not. This is also simple and fast and applicable approach. Yeah. Let's go forward. What kind of recommendations we have in Babok area? And we have a couple of them. Yeah. So when we're going to think about problem solving process, yeah, for business analysts, Babok recommended a couple of steps. The first one, gain agreement on the problem definition. Yeah, why it's so important? Because we have a different looks. We could have a different thoughts. We can have a different understanding of the problem. So that is why the first step and basic step is to communicate this problem case or issue. We communicate with whom? With people who related to this issue, with managerial representatives who can help you or should support you. So that is why you need to create, I can say this word, and this is a right word. You can create, or you should create, the common vision. You need, all of us guys, when we discuss some problem, need to be on the same page. So please don't forget that gain agreement on the problem definition is the first step. The best recommendations for you guys on that step: organize quick, honest, and open discussion about some kind of issue or problem that you faced with. The second step: understand the root cause. Yeah, the problem behind the problem. That is really very close to previous slide. That is why we mentioned before the reasons of the problem. Yeah, the area of the reasons of the problem. And this will help you a lot when you're going to investigate with help of some techniques. About techniques we're going to speak as well today, as was planned. And when you understand the area, where is the problem, but definitely area, but concrete area, yeah, defined area, it's not a big trouble for you to apply the right technique to investigate or to provide the root cause analysis. Identify the stakeholders, yes, and users who involved in that case. Sure. Define the solution boundary. Yeah, we talk about that, and we understand that we are aware about the fact that the problem or issue at the project always had boundaries. Yeah, and that is really right decision to fix the boundaries, to understand who are in the boundary of that case, and try to involve and cooperate with that people. Yeah, so that is why we need to understand where is the problem end and where is the problem start. Define the constraints to be imposed on the solution. Yes, sure, because we acting in the limited space, in the limited environment, we need to understand the constraints. And objective understanding of constraints provide to you, again, a lot of information, a lot of useful information about the solution, potential solution to resolve some problem, etc. Improvement cycle, also based on best Babok recommendations. And you can see, guys, that we have pretty standard 7 steps. Yeah, this is the best practice. Nothing new, but it's useful for us to remind how this improvement cycle looks like. Define the problem, the first step. Analyze the problem, second step. Simple steps. Develop potential solution, for sure. Evaluate the options. This step, on that step, guys make a lot of mistakes. Why? Because the biggest mistake that you can make, is the next. You can think only the one option of solution, this could be huge mistake for some cases, not for all of them, but for some cases. When you have very complex problem or very complex issue, it means for you automatically on unconscious level that you need to think about a couple of options, how you can resolve this thing, and how you issue, and how you want to do that in the best manner, in the most efficient manner. But for simple cases, it could be, you know that you have an experience, you personally and your team or team representatives, and you know, guys, what should be done. So why you shouldn't do that? That's great. And also, we can say that after evaluation of the options, please don't skip this step. This is a huge mistake. You need to select the best option. For sure, it's natural step. It's okay. Implement the solution, and one more control step: measure the results. A lot of mistakes also could be made on that step. Measure the results. Why? Because measure of the results depends and define. Are you do you resolve, or are you resolve in reality your issue or problem case or not? If not, you're going to repeat the cycle, and you're going to think one more time about everything and try to fix it. So these 7 steps are simple, and these 7 steps are obligatory. For us, as for business analysts, when we trying to improve the cycle of work with the problems, on our projects. Public techniques. What we have in our tool set for the best work with the problems. A lot of them, actually, and as you can see, we have more than 15 positions here, or points here. I want to highlight the most easiest to use and apply, and the most applicable just on fly. You can apply these techniques in your practice. For example, brainstorming session. All great technique, and we all of us use this technique. I think not maybe on everyday basis, but very often. Processes mapping. If you want to cover the gaps in our actions, you need to structurize the vision on the process, or on that you have, and please use for this, for example, BPMN notation, or just simple block diagrams, whatever. But you need to understand in that case one simple thing, that when you choose the form of description for process mapping, for process mapping activities, you need to be aware that this form of description is applicable and acceptable for your stakeholders. Don't forget about that. Root cause analysis. Yeah, sure. Root cause analysis is a graphical method how you can describe the real root of the problem then you're faced with. 5 whys. Absolutely brilliant technique, but you need to be aware, guys, that this technique just needs to have some kind of practice before. Why? Because when you speak with your respondent or opponent during this cycle of speaking, you need to also apply, or you need to be ready to apply the technique of active listening. Yeah. Because people are different, and maybe some kind of people need the help from your side to understand what you're going to do, why you're asking me a lot of times why. Yeah, mind mapping, sure, also great technique, simple technique that could be applied just on fly. 10, you need to know only 10 rules of mind mapping activities execution. Yeah, please Google it. This is a separate conversation. Fishbone diagrams, a lot of fishbone diagrams, I mean a lot of types of fishbone diagrams. Yeah, and also Ishikawa diagrams also have this diagram this diagram also has fishbone visualization. Yeah, so please don't forget that we think in efficient manner about something when we have the vision, and that is why in this list we have so many techniques related to visualization process. SWOT analysis, yeah, you know that. Pareto chart, you know that. Cost benefit analysis, standard technique. Decision matrix, pretty good technique. And when you compare the different kind of options in one table, it is much easier for you to create needed decision and accept needed decision. Yeah. Catware, a little bit. Catware, Moscow, most pastel, 6 thinking hats. These techniques are also good, but they can't be applied for any kind of case because they are very, very specific. In compare with the previous, because previous techniques in that list you can apply in a lot of cases. Yeah. And the last one, non-functional requirement analysis, for example, for technique, for tech issues or tech problems, etc. A lot of techniques Babok recommended to us to use for support process of decision making in your BA life. This is not the whole. This is not the full list of techniques, but this is the list of the most popular techniques in our BA life that we can just take and use. How we make decisions in reality? In very simple way. Actually, you see the statistic on the screen. It's funny. This is a funny statistic because, as you can see, guys, we have 3 options: A, B, C. Yeah, and the first option just provide us information that up to 82% of our decisions we made these decisions based on our intuition and common sense. And that is not, and that is true because intuition or serendipity, yeah, that is realized experience in our life, and it's a magic how our brain, with the highest speed of our reactions, just provide us on automatical level some kind of prediction what we should do. Intuition, it's not a magic. Intuition is a realized experience on unconsciousness level. in our head. And also, we like to make in our life. Also, we like to make. Also, in our life, we like to make some kind of common sense decisions. Yep, it means that we try to use the logic. That is why it could be so uncomfortable for us when we don't understand something, but we are a part of decision-making process. Yeah, during this time, and we need a person, any kind of person, yeah, who try to make decision in some kind of difficult case, problem case. Without context understanding, this process could be painful and unpleasant for this person, and non-efficient for this person as well, first of all. So that is why our common sense means understand the context of situation for us. Well, this is the biggest part of decisions in of decision-making process in reality. How we can make the decision, yeah, decision generally. The second option, option B, up to 16%. What does mean that option for us? According to statistic, actually decisions tree and decision matrix we try to use in complex situations when we have when we need to calculate something, when we need to combine a lot of parameters to compare these parameters for comparison of variance of solution or decisions, etc. And this method works great for all of us, but needs some better preparation, because you need to collect all kind of information. And that is why, guys, when you will practice the card of description problem card description technique that we shared with you in the first part of our webinar, you will be ready to make the decision matrix or to draw the decision tree in easy manner. Why? Because you will have the context of situation. Yeah. And the last point, the last option, only 2%, up to 2%, variant C. This is a math methods. Just for example, method of complex number, transport tasks, etc., etc. A lot of math methods, but this is really specific situation. You should have really specific situation or task on your project to apply such class of decision-making methods. You can see, guys, intuition and common sense with very good organizational approach of information description provide you ability to be ready to make decisions in 98% of work cases in standard or regular situations at the work. So we have no magic, we have technologies. And we need to understand the basis, how these technologies works. I mean, first of all, right now, managerial technologies, because we are talking about the decision-making process. And on the next slide, I want to share efficient problem-solving approach secrets. A couple of them I collected in one list, and I want to comment some of them for our better understanding how we should, what kind of behavior we should apply, what kind of behavior we should provide for our team interaction in the process of problem solving, yeah, as business analysts. First of all, honesty. We need to be honest. Never lie in work situations. Why? Because you will never know it could be hard to predict the conclusions, or the results. And if somebody, this is the first reason. The second reason, if somebody, and the main reason, see that you lie, you provide the wrong information, you will lose your authority and you can lose your work. And you can actually make the wrong decision with the bad results in the future for the company, for your client, etc., etc., etc. So honesty is the main point when we try to speak about any kind of problems on our projects. The second point is openness and transparency in collaboration. Yeah, for sure. If you're honest, you need to expect and you need to actually request the same thing from other side, from client side, from your team member side, etc. So openness and transparency in collaboration is really, really important, again, because this is a trust. If you trust to the people trust to you. And if you build the trust based on honest, open, and transparent cooperation, that I think that you will never have any kind of problems that you can't solve. Interest awareness. This is a great option because you need to understand the reason. You need to understand motivation of people, why this or that colleagues make some kind of actions, why they made some kind of decisions, etc. So please try to investigate the interest of people, and you will have the key to their mind. Arguments based on work reality. Only, please refer only to confirmed things in your practice. Only to confirmed things in your practice. Quick and proactive interaction generally. You need to be proactive. Why? Because if you have an issue, if you have a problem, you need to act. You shouldn't evade something or somebody. Yeah, you should act. Commitments execution, also some kind of words about motivation and about the results. You can make the brilliant decision. You can provide absolutely awesome analysis of problem. But if you, you and your colleagues won't execute your decision in practice, this decision will be obsolete. Readiness for changes. For sure, every time you need to be ready to change something. Why? Because you need to be flexible. You need to be adaptable. This is a requirement of 21st century. We can like it, or don't like it, but this is reality, and we need to be ready to change anytime when this will be needed on our project. So this list of these points is about our behavior style, is about our conscious. Why? Because our conscious, our vision in our unconscious level provide with the right techniques, provide the ability to solve the problems in reality. And finally, I want to provide some kind of one more business wisdom or thought. Yep, stakeholders will never complain about proactive employees being too smart. Please, guys, remember that. This is also great equivalent of business experience for all of us. And I think that we cover all questions that we plan to do that before. And right now we are ready to have Q&A time. So, Francisco.
Hello again. Thank you, Dmytro. Excellent presentation. First of all, don't forget to rate the event and also the speaker. I put the link in our chat in YouTube. And now let's see the questions that we have. The first question, Dmytro, is would you be so kind to share some practical cases from your work life? Can you share with us?
I have a lot of practical cases, but what kind of practical cases related to what? To techniques or to general understanding how we can form the card of problem, etc. Problem description.
Give us one that occurs in your mind that you think it's useful to daily day basis to our viewers.
Okay, a couple of them. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. For example, I use the card. Problem description card. Yeah, technique. When we, for example, on the project, when we trying to match different kind of methodologies to calculate some kind of data. Yep, in the project, because I can't say about the client name, it's NDA, but our managers try to use different kind of approaches, but nobody think first about the problem. What kind of problem we try to resolve? Yeah, generally everyone understand that. We need to make we need to apply the best option for our data work. Yeah, provide the best option, best approach. And in that case, when we try to choose the option, and when we tried this technique of problem description, problem card description, we saw that it is not even only it's not only the problem of approach defining. Yeah, it's much deeper problem. It's a problem of quality, the quality of the data when we make this investigation. When we made this investigation. It's a problem of actually collecting the data process of data collecting. Yeah, because we tried before that we tried a lot of approaches, a lot of methods, and the results are not so good as was expected, not good enough. Yeah, and guys think that problem is on the level of approach, but problem is much deeper than on the level of approach. This is the first case. The second case was on the project, on healthcare project, when we try to find out why our some kind of group of our clients don't use interface elements that were created for them. Yeah, and that was interesting experience, because we tried to make some kind of quizzes, we tried to make some kind of workshops with our client representatives to understand what is the problem. Yep, and we also apply this technique of problem card description to understand the roots of this problem and to make the changes or corrections. Francisco?
Okay, thank you. We have another question. We have time. We have some minutes. First of all, thank you for sharing your knowledge, say Stanley. And the question is there any restriction for the improvement cycle? how much cycles are red flag?
Great question. Thank you for that. Actually, and this is some kind of philosophical question on the one hand, and on another hand, we can say that this is a practical question as well. So we need to understand also one thing, that you can need a couple of circles when you repeat this cycle of problem solving to get the perfect match and get the perfect understanding of the problem, and actually correct your actions, for corrections of your actions. And this is on the one hand, but business situations provide us also some kind of experience when you have only a couple of tries to do that. In opposite case, you should escalate this question and this problem, and you need to change the approach to resolve this problem. Because if you try a couple of times to resolve some problem with some approach, or with defined approach that you have, and this approach didn't provide you any kind of significant results, it means a couple of things. It could mean a couple of things. The first thing, it could mean for you that you maybe you didn't understand the problem very well, and that is why you can't make some kind of good results. Or you understood the problem very well, but you realize the actions not in efficient manner, or you have the both versions. Version one, you didn't understand, you didn't catch the problem very well, you didn't apply the right techniques or right approaches how you resolve this problem, and you need to change approach, definitely for problem understanding or for problem resolving. So we are limited with time boundaries and tries boundaries as well in business, in reality. And don't forget that, guys, because we can polish in theory and on practice. If we have not only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tries, we can polish the improvement cycle with infinity sign, because we need to try to get the ideal. We can try to get the ideal technique, but the reality tells us that we need to have acceptable. We only need to have acceptable one that provide needed results. So improvement, problem-solving improvement cycle, that is a great thing, and you have no choice. You will definitely work with that cycle every time when you're faced with your problem. But please think about efficiency of your actions and try to analyze the results that you get, and try to understand how many tries you have in reality at the same time. Thank you. Good question.
Thank you, Dmytro. Well, we have no more questions today, and we have 1 minute. So I will ask you to vote in the best question to win the badge, please. The second one. So Stanley Invictus will receive the badge. Dmytro, thank you so much for your presentation, a very special subject to all of us business analysts. And for sure that we learn a lot of things, and we have a lot of ideas for study. Thank you so much, and see you next time.
See you guys. Please stay with us. Thank you. Bye. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye.